Hello, welcome to a special edition of the Andrew Reeder Show. Today we're with the Midland County Right to Life group to talk about their dismemberment abortion petition. I'm joining here in the studio today with Mary and Julie. Thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us, Andrew.
So, what is Midland County Right to Life?
Midland County Right to Life is a special interest group, and every county in Michigan has one. And we are trying to give the rights that any human being would have to the unborn babies.
Okay. So what is this new petition against dismemberment abortion?
This is what has started in June, and it goes until Christmas. And we're trying to get 430,000 signatures so that we can get around our governor. She is not for it. So the Michigan Constitution says that we, the people, can get signatures and get around her veto.
Okay, so it's already passed in the legislature then?
Yes, it already passed in the House and it passed in the Senate. And we're confident that it will pass again after we get all the signatures.
Okay, and how many did you need again?
Well, in Midland County, we need 5,000.
Okay.
In the state, we need 430,000.
All right. So let's go into abortion. How would you say abortion affects the nation?
I would say it is like, I like to liken it to the Holocaust, except that was only 6,000 Jews.
6 million.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
60 million babies have been killed, and 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
So is that since Roe versus Wade?
Yes.
The case that said it was legal?
Yes, since 1973, when Roe versus Wade became law.
Okay. So how would abortion affect other family members?
Well, first of all, the person who had the abortion generally goes into a shell of severe depression, severe low self-esteem, suicidal, bitterness, everything bad that you can think of, trying to cover up, trying to remember what lies you told so you don't get them mixed up.
It's like any other crime.
Yeah, trying to, like when someone asks you, how many children do you have, trying to look them straight in the eye and say you have 2 live children and you had 2 abortions. You don't want to say, well, I have 4 children, but I aborted 2 of them.
Yeah.
And you have to remember to say, I have 2 children, without looking down, which is a dead giveaway. So.
Yeah. So do you know that from personal experience, or?
Yes.
Okay. So, Julie, how could you say that someone could escape abortion when they're in a difficult situation?
By having a conscience, I think that we should live our life by principles. And when you understand that abortion is murder, and that, when a baby is conceived and it starts moving in the inside of a mother, we know that there is life. And making the decision that no matter what the cost is, I will never take the life of another human being. When you live by principles like that, then abortion becomes less and less of an option.
Do you have any personal experience with abortion?
I do. I never had an abortion, thank God, but I was very tempted. My oldest son, I was 29 years old. I had just received a master's degree, and my family was very, prominent religious people. My dad was a preacher, and being pregnant and not married was like nobody did that. I thought that I had this great future. I was the only one that ever went to college, and then I had this great master's degree. And so when I made the decision that no matter what, I was going to face my shame and everything and still keep, you know, my baby before I knew if it was male or female, of course. I had made that decision very strong when the doctors told me my son would not be normal. And so I think that for individuals that look at abortion, a lot of times it seems like, well, nobody will know. But the most important thing, and Mary touched on it, is we know. You know, it's that shame, it's that. And I'm so grateful that I kept my son. And it hasn't been easy. He's had a lot of complications.
Okay. So you also wrote a book about this topic?
I did. I wrote a book about, it's called Rivers of Miracles. My son was born deaf, and he was born with his face very deformed, and some of his body. And so at 3 days old, he had a surgery just so that he could suck, and then at 10 days old, he had a surgery so he could swallow. He said 17 surgeries to his face just to reconstruct it so that, they actually took a rib and put it in as a jaw bone because he did not have one. And, but at birth, he was deaf, and now he can hear through cochlear implant, but at 3 months old, he went blind. He was diagnosed as autistic when he was very young. And so, you know, today, here in Midland County, he's very privileged. He has staff 20 hours a day, and he's 30 years old. He's a survivor of colon cancer. His life is an absolute miracle. I would not say that it was easy. I would say to have a child that has special needs is never easy. I would say that the rewards way outweigh aborting someone just because it's convenient. And I would say that honestly, Rivers contributes to life. And that's what this book is about, is the miracles that Rivers has had in his life. And there's a lot even about the county of Midland and how great of support system this county has for people that have special needs.
Okay. So, is there anything either one of you want to say further about abortion?
Well, I would like to say that life begins at conception. And I have 3 quotes that I would like to read.
Okay.
One of them is from the Department of Health and Human Services, United States. And it says, it changed its language to say, protection for Americans at every stage of life, beginning at conception. So this just happened not too many months ago. The other quote I would like to say came from Students for Life, a Students for Life flyer. We know the unborn are alive. They are growing and developing from the moment of conception, and we know dead things don't grow. And the other one is from the same flyer. It says, the process of fertilization marks the initiation of a life of a new individual. So I want to make this statement really clear, because if I had known these statements, I never would have gotten my first abortion. But the person who told me to have it said, it's not a baby. There's no heartbeat, so how could it be a baby? It's just a mass of tissues. So I had the abortion. And right 2 seconds after you have it, you know that the person said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because, and now I look back and I say, if I had been thinking, I would have said, okay, then how can you tell me I'm pregnant if it's not a baby?
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell somebody now, and that's what I would tell any person who's considering abortion, is if they tell me it's just a blob, I will say, okay, how do you know you're pregnant then?
Yeah. Well, that's true. So, this petition won't end all abortion, though, just dismemberment, right?
Yes, the only thing that can end abortion in America is when Roe versus Wade is overturned. And it looks like it's coming down the road. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I am very much looking forward to it.
That would be really awesome.
Yes. And so here is the petition that I would like to show you. This is what it looks like. Okay. I'll give instructions right now. First of all, you have to be a registered voter in Michigan to sign the petition. And of course, you have to be 18. And it doesn't matter what county you live in, because you can write the name of the county in at the top of the petition. Then you sign it, print it, and your street address goes in the next box, and that has to match whatever is on your driver's license.
Okay.
Okay? Then your city or township, not the city that's on your address, but it has to be like the township.
Like if you live in Larkin Township, then Midland is still on your address, but you have to write
Yes.
Larkin Township instead.
Exactly.
Good.
Then your zip code, and then the date of signing, not your birth date.
Common misconception.
Yeah, and there are instructions over here, and the whole thing is written on the back. So far, I've gotten a lot of signatures, and nobody has taken the time to read the whole thing. But I try to explain it, and it goes into why do we need the petition drive, how can registered voters initiate registration, will this be on the ballot? And no, that's unlikely that will be on the ballot. And will this legislation ban all abortions? No, it won't. Because just by banning this, the woman can still get an abortion. She just can't get this kind of abortion. And it's called dismemberment because that's the word that explains it. And I don't want to go into any detail about it. It is not nice.
No.
No, so.
And they can get this all the way up until almost delivery, right?
Yes, it's normally done in the second trimester. And the reason it's done so much is because it's fast and it's more inexpensive than the other forms of abortion.
Okay.
So probably a lot of you out there have signed these petitions. We're hoping to get as many signatures as we can, because after we turn them in, then they will all go to the Secretary of State's office to make sure that the person who signed it is a registered voter and that the address is the same. And then, of course, the signing and the printing of the name, they want that to be the same. If you're really bad at signing your name, don't worry about it. If you just print it, then that'll be good enough.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so there's another similar petition going around also, right?
Yes, there is right now. It's called the Heartbeat Petition. Yes.
And there's a lot of confusion about that?
There is. And so that's one of the big reasons why we're on today. And I would like to read this paper. It says it better than I can say it, so that's why I'm going to read it. And the name of this paper is Clearing Up Confusion About Heartbeat versus Dismemberment. And it was written by one of the gentlemen who work at the Right to Life office headquarters in Grand Rapids. And it says, on their website and in conversations with many, we've heard that the Heartbeat Coalition is misleading people about Right to Life of Michigan's dismemberment abortion ban, telling people it will not save lives. The Heartbeat Coalition says the heartbeat ban they are working on with their own petition drive will save lives in Michigan. That's not accurate. Here's a couple of quick points explaining why. The Heartbeat Petition drive is not organized by Right to Life of Michigan and is separate from the petition drive to bypass Governor Whitmer's veto of the dismemberment abortion ban. Michigan law already bans abortions before and after a heartbeat is detected. And I'm going to go off of the paper a little bit. We do have an 1846 law still on the books. It's hard to believe, but it says no abortion except for the life of the mother. And it was challenged in the 70s, it was challenged again in the 90s, and it still stands on the books. So when Roe versus Wade is overturned, Michigan will go back to that law. No abortion before or after the heartbeat, except for the life of the mother.
Okay.
Okay, so going on here, a heartbeat ban can't go into effect until Roe versus Wade is overturned. Our 100% abortion ban would also then be fully enforceable, making the heartbeat ban irrelevant. A heartbeat ban can never go into legal effect or stop a single abortion in Michigan. The U.S. And let me, while we're on the heartbeat, let me add this also. 64% of all abortions are done before the heartbeat.
Okay.
And that is, I think, because of what I experienced. You know, people telling them that it's not really a baby yet and hurry up and do it before it becomes alive.
Yeah.
So the U.S. Supreme Court can use any pro-life law to overturn Roe versus Wade, including a dismemberment ban. We fear a pro-abortion judge could abuse the heartbeat ban to stop our 100% abortion ban from being fully enforceable when Roe versus Wade is overturned, keeping abortion legal in the first few weeks of pregnancy. So as I read, if you have any questions, interrupt me and stop me and ask me, okay?
Okay.
All right. Our dismemberment abortion ban would take away the most common late-term abortion procedure and will save lives. There is a legal path for it to be upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court if they aren't ready to overturn Roe versus Wade. Focusing on a dismemberment ban helps us educate Michigan citizens about the violence of abortion, just like the movie Unplanned. That was a very popular movie here in Midland County. I know I went to see it twice. Most of my friends have gone to see it. But I want to touch on that later on.
Okay.
Below is an in-depth discussion of this confusion. Currently, the U.S. Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision blocks significant abortion bans from going into effect. That includes Alabama, Georgia, and other states that have recently signed different bans into law. Lower courts strike these laws down using the precedent of Roe versus Wade, which of course a federal law always takes precedent over a lower law.
Of course.
A heartbeat bill needs Roe versus Wade to be overturned in order to go into effect. Michigan is unique. Michigan has a 100% pro-life abortion ban already on the books. Some of this is repetition, but I think, because of the confusion, we need the repetition. I need the repetition. It bans all abortions except to save the life of the mother, including before a heartbeat is detected. And I would like to stop here a moment too. So the heartbeat bill, the way I see it at this point, the abortionist would be the one to determine if there is a heartbeat. And
That's true.
And if he can do an abortion. And I've been told that at 3 weeks, you can find a heartbeat if you have the right equipment and if you want to find it.
Yeah.
Some people say they can't find it until 8 weeks. So there's a lot of confusion at that point also. Michigan Supreme Court lower courts have consistently ruled that our 100% ban is in legal effect, but not fully enforceable, because of Roe versus Wade. There is no practical chance that a conservative U.S. Supreme Court would uphold a heartbeat ban as constitutional while still blocking other abortion laws from taking effect. A heartbeat ban could never go into legal effect in Michigan or stop a single abortion because Michigan already has a heartbeat ban, legally speaking. You can't double ban something.
So basically what you're saying is the heartbeat ban is never actually going to affect Michigan at all.
It wouldn't save lives.
Right. So basically, if you sign that petition, you're not really doing much, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but you can sign it,
I mean, yeah, it would definitely help other people.
and you can sign ours also.
Yeah, you can sign both of them, so why not, I
Yes.
suppose. But basically what you're saying is, on Michigan's level, the heartbeat ban is not going to affect us.
Right.
Okay. Just want to make that clear.
Okay, thanks for the question.
That's fine.
Planned Parenthood fears our 100% abortion ban. Governor Whitmer says she wants it repealed as soon as possible. Bills to understand our roadmap to ending abortion in Michigan. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I skipped a line.
Oh,
Pro-abortion Attorney General Dana Nessel understands our roadmap to ending abortion in Michigan and wants to stop it. Despite assurances from the Heartbeat Coalition and their legal advice from outside of our state, there is a chance a heartbeat ban could harm our 100% pro-life abortion ban. In the hands of a pro-abortion judge arguing that the new law replaces our 100% old law, a heartbeat ban in Michigan could keep abortions legal in the first few weeks of pregnancy after Roe versus Wade is overturned, costing thousands of unborn lives. We don't like to discourage people who are excited about making a difference, but our view is based on legal advice from constitutional attorneys who are experts with Michigan law. And this is true. You know, they have, I've called main office in Grand Rapids many times, and I've called our field rep many times, and I've called the Midland County President, Right to Life, many times, in order just to make sure that I understand what's going on. Or, because if I didn't understand it and agree with it, I would not be doing it.
right.
Okay, so continuing on, but our view is based on legal advice from constitutional attorneys who are experts with Michigan law. We've tried to explain these facts to the Heartbeat people and their leadership from Ohio and Indiana. We don't need a heartbeat ban to end abortion in Michigan. We already have the exact law we need. We just need Roe versus Wade overturned. The Heartbeat Coalition says their ban will help force the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn Roe versus Wade, but nobody can force the U.S. Supreme Court to take up any case. They can overturn Roe versus Wade using any pro-life law once they are ready. And we are hoping they will be ready soon, including a dismemberment ban that they can use. Or perhaps the Alabama abortion ban that's more protective than a heartbeat ban. We appreciate the pro-life fervor of the Heartbeat Coalition. The heartbeat ban is the right bill, but for the wrong state. Our appeal to them is to focus their efforts on another state that isn't in Michigan's unique legal position. For example, when Roe versus Wade is overturned, abortion will remain legal through all 9 months of pregnancy in New York, the state of New York. The exact opposite will happen in Michigan. A heartbeat bill in New York could go into legal effect there after Roe versus Wade is overturned and save so many lives. A heartbeat ban can't legally save a single life here. It would be terrible if we botched a golden opportunity before us to educate Michigan citizens directly about the violence of abortion. When people see a video showing how dismemberment abortions work, it changes them. The movie Unplanned has been sweeping the nation because it shows the truth about abortion. This is exactly the right moment to have these conversations. The Heartbeat Coalition has been confusing people about our dismemberment ban. It's true, a dismemberment ban won't entirely ban late-term abortions, but it could stop many late-term abortions. The abortion industry relies on the dismemberment abortion procedure as the cheapest, quickest method. By using the dismemberment method, it allows them to donate the baby's organs and other body parts for experiments. Taking that barbaric procedure away from them will save lives. And the donating of the baby parts, in some places they can sell the body parts.
Okay.
So that is being banned right now.
So what you're saying is dismemberment abortion won't end all abortion, but it'll definitely make it more difficult for abortion clinics to exist.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of money. Even when an individual goes to get an abortion, like for my abortion, which was many years ago, it was $350, and it just took like 2 minutes. And they still want a lot of other money.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that later too if we have time.
So here's another thing to point out. If it's not a baby yet, then how can they still use the body parts? You know?
Oh, that's, yeah. That's because, all right,
Well.
let's go and look at our babies.
All right.
One of my most favorite parts. Okay. This is the display that we had at the Midland County Fair this year at the Right to Life table. And the first one, baby, like we're looking into the womb. This baby is only 10 weeks old, and I'm going to take this baby out. There is every toe, both ears, every finger, a nose, a mouth, 2 eyes, and at 10 weeks old.
So at 10 weeks old, it already looks like a baby.
It does. I mean, it grows so fast. And I especially love it when the children come around to the table and they say, "Mom, come here." I was never this small. And of course, Mom sort of gets into the birds and the bees a little bit and says, "Yes, you were that small." And it's so precious to see the look on the faces of the children when they realize that they were that small in their mom's belly. So this one is at 12 weeks old, only 2 weeks later. Look how much bigger. And of course, the sign here says, "Just look, don't touch." So I'm looking and touching. And again, you can see his ribs a little bit better on that adorable little baby. And the next one is at 14 weeks old, only 2 weeks later. So we'll look inside the womb here. And here is, you the proportion of the baby is getting a little bit better. The body is growing more in proportion to the head.
So are these actual size?
Yeah, these are really actual size.
So at
Yes.
14 weeks old, it's already that big.
Yes. And the last one that I have to show you is 16 weeks, only 2 weeks later. And we'll look inside the womb again. And here is another baby. So the proportions look even a lot better here. Oh, he's sucking his thumb in this one, he or she. Okay. So we showed this to hundreds of families at the fair.
Did you get a lot of signatures there?
Oh yeah, we got a lot we got over 500 signatures at the Midland County Fair this summer.
That's really great. But you don't
Yes.
have an exact number yet. But in your opinion, would you say we still need a lot more?
I would say that we're doing really well.
Okay.
This is what they tell me at the main headquarters in Grand Rapids. We are doing really well. Of course, there's going to be those people who, for some reason or other didn't sign it right, so it can't be counted. And that's why we who are circulating the petitions need to make sure that they're signing it right. And if they don't, draw a line through it and we'll do it over, or draw a line through the whole thing and we'll just take another line. And we really want your signature to count.
Okay.
It's really important.
Yeah.
All right, where did I leave off here? Okay. We're strongly, this is 2 more paragraphs only, short paragraphs.
Okay.
We're strongly encouraging all pro-life people in Michigan to focus on getting our dismemberment ban done by achieving the monumental task of collecting over 400,000 signatures. It would be such a waste if we fail in that effort, because people were confused and distracted by a separate effort to ban something that's already banned. We've labored for 52 years to protect Michigan's 100% abortion ban, so that when Roe versus Wade is overturned, we can end all abortions in Michigan. Yay! Not just abortions after 6 weeks. The end of Roe versus Wade is in sight. Let's not risk snatching defeat from the jaws of victory in Michigan. We need to stay focused. Let's complete this life-saving task of ending dismemberment abortions by working alongside our longtime Michigan pro-life and pro-family allies. So that's it in a nutshell. Did you understand everything?
Yeah, I think I understood everything. I think our viewers will too.
I think so too.
So you've been quiet for a little while. Julie, do you have anything else to say?
I want to say that life is a gift. and to deny life to someone after it has been conceived is wrong. I mean, it's absolute murder, and it is wrong. I think that sometimes the situations that look so hard, you know, like a single mom and no money and no dad and no support system and all those things. We have a great society. We take care of each other. There are amazing people that just rise up to embrace people and help them to raise their children, and we have a great educational system. Midland, again, I would have to say, is a wonderful county and has great support systems. And just because we've never done it before doesn't mean that we can't do it.
Right.
And I would say that, you know, we have great churches, and God is great. And so when we don't know what to do ourselves, and in ourselves, you know, we know that we cannot take care of someone else, let alone take care of ourselves, God's there.
Yeah.
So I think abortion is never a decision that someone should make quick without knowing all the consequences. And so life is beautiful. One of the things that's always amazing to me as a mother of a blind, partially deaf, autistic child that, you know, every day is a challenge. He loves life. He absolutely loves life and makes life enjoyable for a whole lot of people. He has a sense of humor. He makes people laugh a lot. And so I think believing in yourself and believing that things will turn out okay, thinking about the consequences of taking life is huge. I worked at the shelter house for a long time here in Midland County, and a lot of people that have abortions, it affects their self-esteem so greatly that then they just go through a whole spiral of making poor decisions. And so keeping a baby is a good decision. Not always easy, but it's worth it.
Thank you. Well, are there any events coming up for Right to Life? Or
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked. 40 Days for Life is having a meeting this Sunday in Saginaw at the abortion clinic, which is at 3099 South Cabaret Trail in
Okay.
Saginaw. And it is at 2 o'clock. And we have grouped up with 40 Days for Life before and gone to pray at abortion clinics before. So this is not something new. It's something really great because it's the same place in Saginaw where a girl goes to get an abortion, or a woman, they're mostly girls. And she has to drive past Beacon of Hope, which is a place where you can go and get help, you know, and you won't have to have the abortion. And then she has to drive past these 40 Days for Life people. Oh, by the way, they're the same ones that put on the movie Unplanned.
Oh, are they?
The 40 Days for Life people, yeah. And then she has to drive by these people on the sidewalk saying, you know, we're here to help, you know, you don't have to get the abortion, and different signs. And then there's the abortion building right there. It's so much like the movie. It's just unbelievable. And so, well, I would encourage everybody to see the movie. But I would encourage everyone to go to this too, because you can, when the girls are getting out of the car, you know, you can befriend them. Or when the workers are going in and out of the building, You know, you can befriend them. You can get to know them. You can just act like, you know, you really care about not just saving the babies, but you really care about all people, really.
Yeah.
And so it's a wonderful opportunity. I myself, I've already applied to be a volunteer at Beacon of Hope in Saginaw, and me and another friend of mine. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be watching those workers just walk the girls right over to Beacon of Hope, and we're just going to love on them and help them. And
so, are you going to have the petitions there?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have the petitions there.
Okay.
Usually I have petitions right in my purse. Everywhere I go, I take them.
So if people want to sign the petition, they can come down to this event. When will it be held?
Yeah, Sunday. This Sunday.
Oh, this Sunday?
Yep.
All right. And that is, well, let's repeat the address. That was 3099.
Yes, South Cabaret Trail.
Okay. In Saginaw.
In Saginaw, yes. It's right near the corner of McCarty and Bay Road.
So this Sunday. So after this Sunday, and this Sunday is.
Yeah, there will be.
Oh wait, this Sunday is
one.
two days from now. So our viewers won't be seeing that. Won't.
Okay.
It'll be after that, but.
There will be another one November 3rd.
Okay, November 3rd.
Mm-hmm. And same location, 3099 South Cabaret Trail,
Saginaw.
Saginaw.
November 3rd. So if you want to sign the
November
petition,
3rd.
be there.
Yeah.
And you'll be there. Otherwise, if you can't make it to that day, I think your number is going to pop up on the screen. One of your numbers will. And you can call either one of you guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. And, all right. So is there anything else we want to go over before we close up?
Let's see, before we close up. Well, as you know, abortion is a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
And I've never seen, you know, at this location, Saginaw, or anywhere in Midland, you know, I've been right in the middle of it, and I've never seen anything even close to violence. Not at all.
Protests are very civil.
Yes,
And
very
legal.
civil. Well, yeah, and legal. And so I'm staying right in the middle of it.
So, because once an organization starts breaking the law or intimidating people to fulfill their goal, then people don't take them seriously anymore.
That's right.
They're more afraid of them than wanting to help them. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad to hear that you guys are a very civil organization who wants to do this whole thing through peace and prayer.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And with God's help, you know, it'll be done.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is that all you wish to say?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here, guys. I hope that this really makes an impact on someone. The Andrew Reeder Show is a show dedicated to exploring Midland and its community leaders. Thank you for watching.